a hallowed piece of tarmac, the start at Suzuka, quite steeply downhill. You can use the hand clutch, I guess, and just leave your foot on the left foot on the brake, but you did a couple of starts in the Red Bull. Just take us through the procedure.
Well, the great thing about when I did the practice starts at Silverstone in the week, of course, I had no one around me, so there was no real judge of whether I was making a good start or a bad one. But the procedure is, especially on this quite steep hill on the run down to turn one, they'll cover the brake, of course. They'll pull in one clutch completely, so it's hard against the back of the steering wheel. Second clutch will be set there, just moving out of the way here, make sure I don't get run over by a Renault. The second clutch will be set at 50% of its travel, and basically what you're going to do is when the lights change, they'll immediately drop the first clutch. That gives them the quick reaction time, and the second clutch takes over and the driver controls the start from that point.
So you can still get it wrong as a driver. There's still a human element to all of that control function.
Oh, absolutely. There's a load of parts of the start which are down to the driver. I should just clarify, they don't actually have two clutches, they've got one clutch with two clutch paddles.
Two clutch paddles, and then you use them independently. Shall we see if we can get ignored by Michael Schumacher? I don't know if he's just talking to... Michael, happy for a quick word? So, top 10 again, Michael. Nice watch, you want to buy it? And top 10 again, satisfied with that?
No, not.
Why not?
It certainly would have been possible to go further forward, but we had a technical issue with our air duct that unfortunately worked in the wrong areas and was a bit difficult.
Can you fix that in the Parc Fermé regulations? Is it an easy fix?
No, we have to deal with it. We have to live with it.
How much time do you think that's costing you?
I don't know. I mean, it's like having a couple of degrees more front wing.
Okay, but nonetheless, the Mercedes seems closer to the pole position than we've seen in some of the other races, so surely the progress is there.
In a way, we weren't expecting to be too strong here, so for that fact, has gone pretty well, yeah.
Good luck. Okay, good luck. See you later. Have a good one. We'll wander forward. Now, this gearbox on Lewis Hamilton's car, they could have changed that after Singapore without any penalty at all after the incident, because if you don't finish a race, you don't take a penalty for another gearbox change. But what they didn't want is a fourth race gearbox in Abu Dhabi. We're thinking ahead, but it's cost them dearly, hasn't it?
Well, it has, but I just wonder if they were thinking that this might be one of the more difficult races for them anyway. So it's about trying to, they've got simulations available to them, and they'll know which circuits they expect to be really strong. Talking to Martin Whitmarsh before the race there, then clearly they're impressed with just how close their drivers managed to get to the Red Bulls in qualifying. So it just goes to show sometimes simulation isn't entirely accurate. Yeah,
but the gearbox is serious. It's very easy to go, what a load of idiots at McLaren. Why didn't they change it free of charge? They wouldn't have had to have him back in 8th place, other than he would have started in his brilliant 3rd place in qualifying. But the gearboxes are sealed. You're not allowed to go into them, and that's how the FIA keep a check on them. So we're P8 on the grid. What do you think Lewis Hamilton's got to do to make the difference and get himself back into the hunt where he should be?
Well, talking to some drivers who've spent a lot of time here in Japan racing, the inside of the starting grid apparently has more grip available to it. I was never aware of that. I think I always started on the left. But pole position is on the left-hand side. Lewis is positioned here on the inside in the run down to turn one. McLaren, on average, have been the better starters. So he's got to be thinking he's going to be nailing the Williams within the first few metres. And then he's right underneath the gearbox there of Nico Rosberg. And obviously, engine for engine.
I don't think Nico is going to be yielding too much, is he? That's for sure. I don't know. Are you hiding something at the back we're not allowed to look at? Or are you just bored?
It just makes you think that, doesn't it?
Yeah, well, we'll have a look at the front then.
Do you really think anyone's wanting to copy this?
Buffy, I think.
Oh, stay clear of Brackley if I were you.
Well, in fairness, last year it was the class of the field.
Yeah, so we've got Nico Rosberg there. He's just wandering off the grid. And let's see if we can doorstep another driver or two. I'd really like to talk.
What about this one here?
To this man here. Have you got time for us? Or we'll walk with you. Right. You're really annoyed after quali this morning, aren't you? That you were not a bit higher up the grid, but you could be the man to watch in the second half of this race, couldn't you?
Yeah, I think we made a good call on the tyres, and we'll see if it works this afternoon. But yeah, the weather's pretty good for us, and we'll see what happens with the soft tyre. I don't know if it's going to grain or what. Everyone might be lucky and they have no issues with their tyres, but I'll be surprised.
But if Kubica and Alonso are slowing you down, then it's going to wreck your afternoon, isn't it?
Yeah, it is for the win. Yeah, definitely. It is. So I got to get past them.
Quite a narrow track here. Any concerns for the first lap?
No, I'm looking forward to it. I mean, the only thing is, I'm on the hard tyre, so it might be worse off the line. I don't know. We have very good starts, so it shouldn't be an issue. And it's downhill, so we should be all right. Cheers, man.
Cheers, Jensen. See you later. We'll wander back across.
Very chilled, isn't it?
To the grid. I've got a pass tucked in my shirt, mate. So let's see if we can catch Fernando Alonso down there with the usual posse of people waiting. Oh, look at that, look.
Oh, hold on.
Standing
Actually,
there.
Martin, before you go out, Adrian Newey here checking out the Ferrari. What are you looking for?
Sorry, I didn't hear anything you said, Dave.
I said you're here standing looking at the Ferrari. What are you looking at?
Just seeing if they've got any new tweaks on the car. People are still developing race by race, so it's good to keep up with what the opposition are up to.
And have they got something?
Not as I spotted, but they may well have.
Okay, well.
Good stuff. Your cars, Adrian, you're 100% confident? You got any Achilles heels in there you're worried about, apart from the drivers running into each other?
You never be 100% confident. They're very complicated cars, a lot can go wrong, so we've done our best to prepare them as well as we can. We'll see how we get on.
You nervous?
Always nervous.
Cool. Right, Alonso is over here, but he's got a million people standing. He did say he would be happy to have a word, but this is going to be such a scrum. I think he's happy to talk to us, Luca, but he'll soon tell me to go away in a number of languages. Quick word, Fernando. So is this a race for third place you're in today?
Well, obviously that will be good for us. I think first two positions, if nothing strange happen, I think normally should be for Red Bull. They are very dominant this weekend, but we'll try third and maybe something happen to them as well.
Quite a deep conversation. Sorry, Martin. Quite a deep conversation there with your engineers. Can you give us some insight?
Well, there is some concerns about the start. We did 2 starts now at the end of the pits with some strange results, so we are looking at this.
Okay, thanks. Well, that's remarkably frank, isn't it, of Fernando? Thank you, Luca. Appreciated. Let's see if we can talk to Mark Webber. I don't think we had seen too much of him. He's unfortunately not here yet, so...
No.
Right.
I think he's gone off for a comfort break, Martin.
They're putting some dry ice in this Red Bull, DC. What's that for and why? I mean, and why doesn't it drop out the first time they brake down into the first corner? There's some gluing going on here on the grid.
Yeah, what's going on, Kenny?
That's a small running repair. It's nothing to worry about.
Bodge, I think bodge is what we call them, isn't it?
You might.
What's the problem? Is it the brake?
Just a small tear in the brake ducts in the drum. It's not a problem.
So no major issues then.
No, nothing to worry about.
How much dry ice do you put in these things? Why do you need the dry ice?
Well, it depends on how fast you need to cool the car down. Every circuit's different, depends on the climate. We fire up the car just to cool it down and so we can run it, get it up to the right temperature.
All right, thanks for that. I've got an expedition to the commentary box, so I'm going to have to wander off. If we don't see Mark Webber heading back, I think unless you've got some other gem of information we need to share at this point, there's none of the Red Bull drivers. There's young Vettel coming back on. Then I've got like 30 seconds and I'm out of here. Shall we see? We'll do a pincer movement on him down here, probably a bit like he's going to get when he heads into the first corner. He may say he doesn't really want to talk to us so late, but...
Seb, one quick line before the start.
For?
Before the start, anything?
I understood for dessert. No. Well, should be a good one. Weather is nice. We start from pole, so let's see. Car is quick, so it should be fine.
Okay. Good luck with it.